Stick around for a second, guys, and make sure you watch this entire video. It's going to be a long one.
So let me ask you this: with the New York Times, who approached whom for a story? How did this happen?
So the genesis of this is Matt and I were actually bass fishing in Florida.
So guys, John Claymore here, and this is part 3 to my BRCC take, okay? This is more or less an extension and a little bit more stuff that came out. By the way, guys, this is me tripling down on this issue. There are a couple of issues I'm going to need to rectify, but I'm going to rectify them towards the end of the video, so make sure you guys stick around. This is probably going to be about a 12 to 15 minute long video, but I'm going to try to go ahead and break this down as best I can. So, as you guys already know, Evan and Matt, they decided to do an interview with Dana Loesch. And by the way, I thought it was a very, very soft interview. It was almost embarrassing as exactly how she kind of coaxed them in. And, of course, you know, now we have the donations list and everything. It's almost like you want to know if these guys can ever be trusted again. I don't think they can be. Well, let's go through these donations. As you guys already know about the Barack Obama donation of $500, which I think was kind of scummy of Evan to then turn it back around and say, well, I'll offset it with a donation to John McCain. Dude, John McCain wasn't exactly conservative, okay? If you recall correctly, he tried to stop Trump. He also, at the same time, nuked the Obamacare repeal in 2007, or it was 2018, I think. He actually, people forget, he actually nuked the Obamacare repeal back in 2014. So, or maybe it was 2015. So John McCain was never exactly a friend of the American people, regardless of what you say. He was definitely not a friend of conservatives, so I don't see where that actually helps. Also, something else, too. You donated $100 more to Obama than you did for him, so that's not exactly offsetting. So, and also something else, too, I got to put this right, too. To vote is one thing, but to actually donate money, that's another thing. I mean, that's like more of a stamp of approval, but I think I have an understanding of why banks and stuff do that, which I'll say that for another video for another day. But to getting back on topic here, okay, let's go through the donations. June 18th, 2020, 2 donations to Act Blue. February the 17th, 2000. Actually, no, it was June the 18th, 2019. Okay, so they donated before 2020. Okay, so 2 donations, February the 17th, 2020. Of course, there are more donations on the list. Of course, the big one is to Joe Biden, September the 15th, of $250. So if you're supposed to be pro-2A, which, by the way, is not even on their website, you claim to be pro-2A, you act like you're pro-2A, but yet you're donating to Tulsi Gabbard, who's not a friend of the Second Amendment. And really, really quick, the only reason why anybody likes Tulsi, and I'll say this, is because Tulsi's easy on the eye. She's very, very much a left-wing radical. I mean, she's practically a female version of Bernie Sanders, all right? So give me a freaking break here. I did it because she's a veteran. No. Dude. If I had a veteran friend that was running as the Democratic nominee for president and that guy wanted to take away my guns, I'm not giving him any damn money, not let alone my vote, okay? So you should know better right away, which tells me that these guys are probably establishment, judging by their past donations. I mean, they want to keep their guns, but they don't want you to have your guns. You see, they donate to gun control candidates. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the idea is to try to give them the lure of, yeah, I'll talk about that later today. I don't know, I mean, I might even take a 4th take. But really quick, before we get in this actual interview, I got to call out this one particular channel, okay? This guy named Nikki MGTV, who I think is really and truly just a simp for BRCC. I mean, the guy has got this extremely pale skin, this extremely dark hair. He kind of looks like, you know, how, like, you remember the claymation, like Gumby, like he had the white character with extremely, like, black cap. It was like a cap on top of his head. You know, it's like a milky with like a piece of chocolate on top. Here, I'll let you go ahead and see this.
I can't read this entire article. I will link it down below for your own reading. It is about a 40-minute playthrough. They do allow an audio playthrough. This video, I actually noticed that another creator known as The Quartering did cover this topic as well, but did say that he reported on it and didn't even actually spend the time to read the article. And I'll play that clip right
from this article. And I'm not going to read this trash because essentially it's, you know, a fluff piece for, you know, Black Rifle Coffee. You can see.
As you can see, Jeremy from The Quartering is reporting on news.
Before we get into that actual take, I mean, doesn't that guy kind of look a little bit like this guy here?
Okay, he has a penis. His penis is hanging out. Okay, no, I'm not one. Actually, I'm a woman who knows how to stand up and speak up for my right. As a woman, I have a right to feel comfortable.
Now, going back to that Quartering take, okay, which I thought that was kind of sleazy and kind of scummy for you to use that, and you said, well, he didn't even read the entire article. Dude, you didn't read the entire article either. I watched your video as well. Basically what Jeremy did, and by the way, I don't know Jeremy personally, He did the exact same thing that Treehouse News did. He highlighted the points. He said, I don't have time to go through all of this. But of course, you can always pause it and read the actual article while he's scrolling through it. You see what I'm saying? You can always pause YouTube and actually read it. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. You hit the pause button on the PS4 or whatever. That's what I do. And you actually read the article. So did Treehouse News. She did the exact same thing. But I mean, Milky over here has got to be very, very cheap and edit a very, very small clip of Jeremy saying, well, I don't have time to read all this. Dude, bitch, please. You did the exact same thing in your video. You said, well, I read the article. Look, go and actually, as a matter of fact, I'll put that video in the comment section and I'll let you guys see exactly how much of a simp this guy is. Because he says, I read the entire article. Then he goes, well, you can obviously tell it was a hit piece. Okay, it was a hit piece, but yet their donations tell you that they're not pro 2A. I mean, dude, what an idiot. I mean, dude, Milkman over here got it completely wrong. I mean, who the hell has white skin, pale like that? You know, he looks like a guy that I was in the Marine Corps with that was my armor, whose name I'm not going to mention. I'll just say that he was pale, he was white, he didn't get any sun, just like this guy right here. And I'll let you guys come up with a name for that or guess it, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong in the comment section. Now to the actual softball interview from Dana Lash.
In a fictional reality, I completely understand what the perspective of the Times is. But I also thought about it in the context of if they want to try to write an objective story, for at least our community, we can highlight a lot of different veteran-related issues that we see every day.
Yeah.
Over 500 people in Black Rifle Coffee.
Right. And I know, Evan, you and I've talked before on that on the defensive aspect. You were on this program and you talked about it. So I'm not quite sure where, because
my viewpoints haven't changed exactly. I'm almost 100% in line with you, which is, I think, in that, for instance, he had every right to defend himself in that circumstance. I don't know how the legal system is going to push left or right. I don't know what was happening before, and I honestly don't know what's after. But I do know, and I do believe that people have the right to defend themselves, and they have the right to defend their property. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. But there are external circumstances that I cannot weigh into. I don't know, but I do believe in the right to defend yourself.
Right.
And I think the courts will decide ultimately right or wrong or indifferent. But I believe in the right to defend yourself. I believe in the Second Amendment, and that's never changed for 7 years. Like, right. I carry a gun every day, and I cannot be more.
But that was not your position last year, Evan. I mean, if I recall correctly, NPR and a few more left-wing sites came to you basically asking you how you felt. And for the most part, you denounced the boys. So, I mean, once again, you kind of, increased the bullshit meter a little bit more on that one, bro.
Did you have an idea? Because calling you the coffee shop of the right, honestly, and I'm going to put some tinfoil on my head here, it almost seems like if I were a competing coffee company and I wanted to do a hit on you guys that commercially, this is how I would do it.
Yeah, I think that they wanted to drive whatever narrative they are. I mean, we're two conservative guys that are gun owners that, I've been in this space for 10 years, and they can say whatever they want about the company, and that's what they did, and I think there's portions of that story that were directly meant to hurt our customer base and our company, and I don't necessarily know if there were motives behind that or whatnot, but like all we can do is just be open and transparent, be who we are, keep roasting great coffee, and do what we're doing. Right. And that's all we're trying to do, and set the.
Few things to dissect there. Okay, number one, you already knew that the New York Times was not going to give you a fair shake, but you let them in anyway. Okay, that's first. Second of all, and I will play the video here in a second. After this article, you said that you knew that they were not going to give you a fair shake, and you knew it was a hit piece, Matt. But then you had the nerve to do this here.
Right? They retweeted this. Look at this. Black Rifle Coffee retweeted. Because, I keep...
You two morons have got to be two of the biggest dumbasses I think I've ever seen, at least as far as businessmen are concerned. And yes, I can say that. So, you already know the New York Times. You know they have a very, very bad worldview. You already know that they lie all the time. They haven't been honest since the 1900s. Since before Stalin, actually. They've always found a way to do hit pieces on conservatives, even though now we know that you guys are not conservatives, even though you just said you are, your donations say otherwise. Then to top all that there, you then retweet the article, get pissed off with people when they read the article, and then they decide to give you flack for it. And after you receive their flack, you decide, well, I guess we're going to block them on Twitter. like I said, guys, these people are dumbasses and they are absolute frauds. And also to go on top of that, not only are they dumbasses, but complete stupid. There is a difference between stupid and dumbasses. Trust me, there is. So you knowingly knew this article was out there and then you retweeted it, and now you're pissed off because people give you flack. One more thing, too, and I got to say this right quick, because this right here is what's really scummy about it. See, Evan went on and did an Instagram rant, which, by the way, I did not put in this video, but it's in that Milky motherfucker's video. I don't even know his name. But he went on this entire rant and he said, look, there's never going to be a Black Lives Matter coffee. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Black Lives Matter coffee in about a year because they're going to need to do something. They're going to be desperate for business, and they're going to need to get clients from somewhere. As I've said before, veteran-owned coffee companies don't exactly, cater to, they're not exactly appealing to the left. Anything military is not appealing to the left. I mean, these guys right here would rather burn down their own country and their own cities rather than burn down somebody else. So I have no idea why the hell you're catering to these guys. Like I said, once again, guys, these right here are dumb-ass frauds. But here's what really bothers me is that you go back on the whole Rittenhouse thing, and now you say Rittenhouse had a right to defend himself. But that ain't what you said back in December, dude. You guys said that Rittenhouse, that you guys didn't want him to be, you guys didn't want him representing you. You guys didn't want him wearing a shirt. You also said in that article that you would pay Proud Boy types to, which, by the way, I find it funny that everybody keeps on calling the Proud Boys a bunch of white supremacists, even though their leader, Enrique Tarrio, was Afro-Cuban. You said, I'll pay these people to leave, okay, but these guys obviously can't be white supremacists if a lot of these guys aren't white. So that's kind of dumb right there. But what really kills me is that all this crap, after all this stuff where they canceled to the cancel culture mob, which, by the way, proves that these guys are cowards because the way you beat the cancel culture mob is you double down. Candace Owens does it all the time, and she comes out smelling like a rose. What really bothers me is that Matt Best then talks about how great the coffee is. It's almost like you're trying to sell us the coffee. So after doing something completely stupid, after doing something completely dumb, exposing yourself as absolute frauds, now you got the nerve to come to us and say, we got great coffee. It's almost like you're trying to sell us your coffee because you know you're probably going to lose a lot of business. These guys are absolute dumbasses, frauds, and they are not pro-Second Amendment, and they do not have your best interest in mind. You guys do whatever you want to with them. Cancel your orders, whatever. I don't really care. I never bought Black Rifle Coffee to begin with. Guys, this is John P. Claymore. If you like this content, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Sign off in the comment section. I got 2 more videos I'm going to work on tonight, and this video will be out tomorrow right around between 12 and 1 o'clock, and I'll see you guys later.